you might have been able to tell that I was speaking kind of fast last time. I was trying to get it all under 15 minutes, and I ended up with like 2 extra slides, so this is going to be a short final video. But as we're talking about our perspectives that we're going to adopt in this course, the final thing I wanted to talk about was learning with and from each other. So we all come from a different background. We come from different communities. We come from different educational places. And I think for me, rule number 1 in this class is show respect to others. Now, we won't be interacting a ton since it's an asynchronous online class where there's pre-recorded lectures. There will sometimes be I think a couple of the assignments are discussion boards, and then there will also be some extra credit discussion boards. So there will be some online interaction between y'all. And when that interaction is going on, I hope we can all really show respect and kindness to each other. Some people are coming in with a lot of knowledge about Alaska Native cultures. Some people are coming in with very little knowledge. Some people are from Alaska Native backgrounds and may know quite a bit about their heritage. Some people may be coming from Alaska Native cultural backgrounds and are still learning more about their heritage, and some people may not come from Alaska Native backgrounds at all. Some people may not even be from Alaska for very long and may not have met Alaska Native folks before. There's lots of different backgrounds that show respect to each other. At the same time, I want to make sure I'm respectful too. And part of what I mean by that is obviously I will always do my best to speak respectfully and not say things that are pejorative. But even more importantly than that, I think is it's possible that there may be ways that I speak about a group where I get something wrong, and that could be straightforward, like you mispronounced something, or that could be more complex, like I felt like you misrepresented the history in this way, or misrepresented the contemporary political situation in this way. That certainly happens. That has happened for me. And one thing I always try to say as an anthropology professor is, if you're from the cultural background or community that I'm talking about, and you feel like maybe I didn't do it justice or I made a mistake, big or small, if you want to, please let me know. I would really like to know. And typically I correct myself when people let me know, because I want to get it right and I want to make sure I'm doing it justice. So please email me. You can call me, although my office phone doesn't really work right now, so I guess you can't. You can talk to me during office hours, whatever's easiest for you. I think I'll even set up a discussion board where you can put in anonymous comments, so if you want to be anonymous and not want to have your name attached to it. In any case, if you feel like I haven't represented it quite right, please let me know. I want to do it right. I am not Alaska Native, as I think I mentioned previously. I do have my doctorate in anthropology. I do specialize in indigenous issues. That does not mean I'm an expert on all things Alaska Native, and there's certainly the possibility of getting it wrong. And that's also actually true of other communities as well that'll come up in this classroom. So for example, we'll talk about the both Russian and American colonization of Alaska. And if you're maybe from a background where your ancestors were part of those incoming parties of people, and you might say, well, actually that, I don't think that's entirely an accurate representation of this event or that event. Again, let me know and try to provide me with some information so that I can know if I'm making mistakes here. I really, really appreciate being corrected in that regard, as long as it's, something where I did make some kind of a mistake. I really appreciate it. And again, with each other, there will be some opportunities for us to learn from each other, learn from each other's different backgrounds. Let's be respectful and kind to each other as we do so. And with that, I want to say ahkehe, which in the indigenous language I'm most familiar with, Navajo, means thank you. Ahkehe for your time and for your attention. The lectures will usually be a little more exciting. This one's kind of dry, again, because it's that foundational lecture where we're just kind of laying out some territory. But again, as people that live and work in indigenous lands and in places with indigenous histories, I hope we can take this topic seriously. At the same time, I hope it can be a lot of fun. I think I'm a nerd for anthropology, or else I wouldn't have gone into it, but I really think you can learn a ton, and that it's really interesting and just kind of fascinating, these different life ways, and I think also really relevant to your careers. So I hope you find this to be a great class. Shoot me an email if you have any questions, or just introduce yourself. Thanks. Bye.